Welcome to Jamaica Dancehall Source News and Entertainment with a Buzz. The topic that has been popping all over social media is the arrest of popular YouTuber, social media personality Mr. Carter, CMR-TV, the Carter family. I am going to speak about the start and what seems to be the end of the man himself, Mr. Carter. Based on his recent arrest, based on the allegations, accusations of him clotting up his wife and also touching up his daughter. I am going to give you the history of what I know, being a YouTuber that has been around for a couple of years. Don't know him, but I know of him because we were pretty much doing the same thing, dancehall music, reggae music, review, stuff like that, amongst other things. I notice a lot of persons are saying that CRISSY should have left him, dumped him a couple of years ago, but that is because these are probably new people that are just tuning into the channel after these people bust, meaning the Carters. Here's the thing, I don't know him personally, but I know of him because we've been doing the same Jamaica music, dancehall, entertainment, news, reviews, stuff like that. So therefore, I am familiar with him, know of him, likewise he knows about me. So he started his channel, CMR-TV, doing dancehall music reviews. At the same time, I guess he had met CRISSY, they had some sort of relationship. Don't know how much years before we noticed him on YouTube. However, he had went to Jamaica and he even showed a video when he went to Jamaica to visit her. She had a child and then he filed for her, meaning through the immigration process. And then she left from Jamaica and she was living with him. At the time, he had a channel, CMR-TV. That channel was popping. One of the more popular dancehall entertainment news reviews channel. So therefore, he was the breadwinner, the top breadwinner at the time. Oh, just before that, he was in the army, left the army. I guess he came out, don't know the circumstance as it pertains to that. Started the channel was popping. He filed for his wife and I guess 1 or 2 child at the time. She moved to the United States. And then she started some sorts of beauty channel. Like I said, he was doing the CMR-TV at the time. So he had the more popular channel. I would regard him as the major breadwinner at the time. Years after they did the Carter family, that channel took off. I think they had or have in excess of 300,000 subscribers, which in today's day and age for a Jamaican dancehall people, music, family channel, that is a whole lot in a couple of short years. It seems as if the beauty thing kind of started pop. Don't really watch it because that is not the type of stuff that I am interested in. I heard that she started to get some sorts of sponsorship. She was probably the brand ambassador for a lot of companies, including Disney. Don't quote me on this. So therefore, whenever you get any sorts of corporate sponsorship, especially in America, they would deem you to be wholesome. That means that this is a channel that little picnic and everybody can be proud of. They were doing good, getting the videos in excess of 200,000, 100,000, 60,000. So therefore, they were making buku cash. They bought one house, were doing good. And then they bought a bigger house in our gated community, picket fence and all of the stuff. They were living the American dream. But it seems as if everything was not as it seems. Because, you know, on social media, people put out them best foot or show them best face. It seems as if there were trouble in paradise. And people, this is what happens a lot of times, just speaking in general. There's a saying that goes something like this. Any IGA cannot stand promotion. Whenever them start get some sorts of money, they don't know how to act. It's either the money fool them, the money starts to separate them, them start to not like each other and people. I am not saying that that is the case in or as it pertains to the Carters, but it could be a possibility. It seems as if, or it is obvious that there was some sorts of verbal mini altercation in the family home, based on the fact that on or about 2021, there was some sorts of verbal altercation that seems to have turned physical, in which somebody, specifically the wife, got some sorts of clottings. The po came. There are also videos and audio circulating over social media in which the grandmother, meaning CRISSY's mother, came out and she made a couple of statements. She was actually probably there, or she spoke to her daughter and the daughter explained everything in intricate details. Mr. Carter was arrested. He was locked up. He was placed on some sorts of restraining order. What that means, you cannot be in the vicinity. Don't remember how much foot or whatever they measure it as. You can't be seen there or close to there within a certain proximity of that residence. She went to the court a couple of years or so after and she wanted to lift that restraining order because she said that it had a negative effect on the children as far as him taking the children to school, taking them to do all sorts of social activity. If you don't know, the children were involved in some sorts of gymnastics, amongst other activities. They were active. It seems as if there was even a bigger problem on people. This is based on the charges, based on the arrests, based on what the police is saying, based on what is out there on social media, that the children were being touched up, or at least one child. Don't have any sorts of evidence to say that the person or the child under 18 that he touched up is actually his stepdaughter. That is what most persons are saying. Like I said, it is not factual. It is a possibility, a very likely probability. Now, like I said, it seems as if when the money came into play, there was discrepancy as to who should have what. There was some sorts of joint bank accounts, and it seems as if Mr. Carter decided that he wanted to be the one that is monitoring it and telling who can spend which part, where and how. And CRISSY had a problem with it. There was some sorts of discrepancy because of some sorts of card. I guess one of those ATM debit card or bank card in which you can go and withdraw or deposit money. He did not want her to have access to it. And that was the motive, allegedly, for the clotting that she got in her honor about 2021. It seems as if what was actually going on in that house was being revealed and was coming out at that point. Fast forward 3 years later, 2024 to be exact, November 2nd to be specific. When he was arrested at about 10 a.m. in the morning, the po them lock him up and everybody saw the court documentation. Because people, if you know anything about social media, whenever we see anything, we know that these persons on YouTube, for relevance, they would do just about anything. Some persons were even saying that this must be some sorts of stunt, some sorts of prank, some sorts of publicity stunt for relevance. Well, people, if you go and Google and you do a proper search in Orange County, which is in the vicinity of Orlando, up north of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, or so, maybe 2 hours from there, you would see that this documentation is actually legit. He is actually in a jail, based not only on the documentation, but also the picture, the mugshot, what them call it. Now, people, truth be told, based on the clottings, they could have survived, they could have went to therapy, them could have worked them way out, even though the court did not deny that she lift that ban off that child restraint or the restraining order, sorry. They could have bounced back from this. He could have bounced back from this. But with this present charge that he has, even if somebody set him up, even if the wife is lying, even if the wife made the child lie on him to get him charged and locked up, and people, I don't have any sorts of evidence to substantiate those claims, because the truth and the fact is that he could actually be a petty. We see a lot of persons, especially social media personalities, that have a double life, live a double life, have a Jekyll and Hyde kind of syndrome. Them have a good side and then a bad side, the yin and the yang of personality traits. Why I say that it is almost impossible for this man to come back from this charge, this case, is because of the landscape, the culture of social media, the negativity of social media, the fact that these people, they will cheer for you. However, when you start get too big, they will bring you down. A whole bunch of negativity. You could be the brightest, most articulate person on social media, and people will still make comments as, boy, you don't, you know, no sense. But people, rest assured, this is what we call misery loves company. So therefore, because a lot of persons, especially persons that are on social media, looking for persons that they can clown that seems to be in a worse situation on them, because your fall or downfall makes them feel better about them being in the abyss of hell. So based on that, you do not want your name to be called up on any sorts of touching of any sorts of picnic. There is no sorts of coming back from that, whether it is just allegations or whether it is true. The only possible way is if CRISSY comes out and says, yes, I mean lie, yes, I mean tell the pit them for lie. He can possibly come back from that. And even if that is the case, you are still going to have persons saying, and the fact that he is a vendetta fan, one of the most ardent vendetta backative, them are going to bring up the brata, them are going to bring up the touch picnic. That is always going to exist in his life if he decides that he still wants to be on social media. I doubt that he can ever come back from that. As a matter of fact, based on the fact that the big channel that was generating the most money was the Carter family channel. And if the next Carter, being CRISSY, his wife, cannot be around him, will not be around him, should not be around him if these accusations are true, he will definitely not come back. That is the only lifeline right now as it pertains to Mr. Carter himself. So when I hear people say, CRISSY should have dumped him long time ago, he was like an anchor, meaning that he might bring down CRISSY. You have to remember, he was the one that went to Jamaica, filed for her children, changed her life immensely, changed her children's life immensely, gave her the opportunity in the land of opportunity, especially when you are on social media. It was that move that he made when he was up to bring her up, bring her family, her kids up to her, one of the child that was there at the time. So therefore, she probably thought that she was obligated to him. She probably thought that she owed him. She wanted to show her gratitude. However, you should show your gratitude. But if it is a fact that Mr. Carter changed and Mr. Carter was praying her daughter, his stepdaughter, or any other child, and she had knowledge of it, she should have cut them off or cut him off a long time ago. So people, for those of you that are saying that she should have cut him off, whenever somebody helps you and changes your life immensely. However, when that person crosses the line, as in touching up your child, that is where you need to cut them off. We are speculating that that is the case. However, until we have those facts, then you cannot say or blame her and said she knew what was going on until This is a channel that works with facts. I can have an opinion. I can assume. However, the facts are the facts, and the facts are what's supposed to count. Now, as it pertains to CRISSY, she will have to revamp. She will have to do some damage control. Based on what I am hearing, she have a whole lot of corporate sponsorship for her channel. Both channel, I guess, and I guess also her beauty channel. Like I said, I'm not really familiar with the beauty channel. I don't really watch the Carthage family channel. However, I've seen them. So therefore, I have knowledge and I see the numbers, so I know that they are doing okay. And I see the changes in the life, meaning the house, in the gated community, picket fence, rate, lele, blue, blah, blah. I am sure that these corporate companies that she have, based on what is happening on social media, they are going to be like, well, hold on a minute. You are defending a man. You have knowledge that this man was touching up your picnic, even if it is the slightest knowledge, and you defended him until ish hits the fan. They are going to have problem with that. And should they decide that they are going to continue, they are going to put some steep stipulation that man cannot be around you, or even worse, the kids. So she can come back. There's a great possibility if she did not do anything wrong. If she was not facilitating the FUCKRY, defending the man, unless defending her child. I don't know the facts as it pertains to that. In my opinion, when it comes to these children, because of the fact that they were growing up in front of the camera, they are not shy, they are very active, they are very well-spoken, well-trained, proper family structure. I am going to assume that at least one or two, maybe all of them, are going to be social media personalities because they grew up in the limelight in front of the camera, literally. So people like me say, this is my opinion. It is not factual. If you think differently from what I say, then you can let me know in the comment section. This is just my opinion. This is just my views based on the information that I have. Don't have all the facts, just my opinion. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Crime Time News. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.